Hi, this is Steve Fulgoni, and I'm here again today in my wood turning shop. And today we are going to turn the bottom side of this walnut bowl blank using a screw chuck. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a look at my blank. So this is a walnut, black walnut blank that was cut after Hurricane Sandy. It's been sitting around for a couple of months. I cut it up and cut out a circle maybe a week ago. Just in the week that it's been sitting here, it's developed a little bit of a check. Here's the pith. So the pith of the tree is running right down here. And I developed a little bit of a crack right here. Right here, off of the pith. So for that reason, that's going to dictate today that we are going to make this the bottom of the bowl. We'll put a tenon in here, cut away this way, and hopefully we'll be able to get rid of this check in here without it extending into the bowl. Okay, so we're going to use a screw chuck to do that. First thing I'm going to do is just find the center of this blank. I cut it out using a circle template on the other side, so there's a mark for a center here, but we're not going to use that mark, so we just have to find the center on this side. So have a pair of dividers, and open them up, and start to use the dividers to find the center of this piece. It's not critical. If we were trying to maximize the diameter of the bowl, maybe it would be more so. So it's right about there. Make a little mark. Put a little X. Now, for my screw chuck, I'm using what's sometimes called a woodworm screw. It is a pretty coarse screw, probably in American threads 3/8 of an inch, something like that. But what's important is that it's got wood threads, not machine threads. Let's take a closer look at it. Okay, so you could see there. You can see here the threads are pretty coarse. They're actually undercut. As you can see, they're not, let's see if we see it there. There we go. There we go. It's a pretty deep recess underneath there. That's to pull in the work. So we are going to drill a hole in this blank, and we're going to use a screw where the body of the screw pretty much matches up to the diameter of the inside body of the woodworm screw. Okay? Also, we're going to use dovetail jaws, the large dovetail jaws, which have a large surface area here. You're going to get more gripping power and more pull-in power. Not more pull-in power, but more gripping power by this surface pressing up against your blank. So, I'm using a Hurricane HCC 100 chuck. Just drill the screw hole. That should be fine. Lock the spindle. Okay. Now you can see, actually I don't know if you can see. See if you can see it there. because this surface is not dead flat, the surface of the jaws here make contact, probably 3/4 of the way, but we still have plenty of gripping power. What I'm going to do, just for extra safety, bring in the tailstock. Turn my lathe speed down. Make sure I can clear all the way around. The gouge I'm going to be using today is Hurricane Tools 5/8 inch bowl gouge. Let's see if you can see the grind. A little hard to see the grind, maybe on this side. 48 degrees in the front. Swept back just a little bit. Use my safety glasses. First thing I want to do is try and get this round. So you can see here as I turn this around, I have about 1/4 of an inch here, 1/8 of an inch here, going to about, almost 3/4. Let's start with the lathe. Speed down. So I'll increase the lathe speed till I start to get a little bit of vibration, but that's fine. I'm going to present the tool in a horizontal fashion like this. Hold the tool tight, down on the tool rest, into my body, and come. So we're starting to take off some material here. At this point I can move my tool rest in just a little bit more. Check it. Now I'm going to bring the lathe speed up just a little bit. Now I'm starting to rub the bevel. Let's stop. So just about at this point right in here, I'm almost, except for right here where I have a complete, where I've started to get round. So that's where I can start to rub the bevel. But right now I'm going to come back over here. Out here where the bowl is not round, it's not a bevel rubbing cut. It's more of a scraping cut off the side of the tool. If I want to, I can lift the tool, come in almost 90 degrees, and that really is almost a scrape. But I'm not going to do that. That makes things just a little bit uncomfortable. I'm going to put the tool rest in just a little bit, raise the tool rest. Actually, I was a little low through all of that. Okay, let's take a look. Not bad. Over here. Okay, I just have this big hunk of bark right here. So really, this bowl is going to be much smaller than I had hoped. Right in here, all this has to come off. I'm going to move my tool rest around to this side. Actually, we're going to take our tail rest away. Tailstock, I mean. Sorry, tailstock out of the way so we can get a better look. I'm going to slow my speed down. Now I'm going to use the tool in this fashion, right about at center. So I have the gouge almost horizontal, maybe just a little bit lower against my body. The safest cut here is to have it completely horizontal. I'm going to turn the tool up just a little bit for a little bit of efficiency. But be very, very careful. You never want to approach the tool to the wood this way because you'll get a big time catch. So either horizontal like this or down and up just a little bit. Don't push in. Let the tool float over the wood. I'm going to pick up my speed just a little bit. That's actually a little too much. I'm going to close down the flute a little bit. See what we have? Okay, starting to level out that surface. I'm going to bring my tool rest just a little bit closer. Check it. I'm going to take another cut. All right. So the bottom of this bowl is pretty flat. Still a rough surface. You can see all the tear out in here because what we were doing here was a scraping cut. Scraping cut across. Let's take a look at that check that we saw before. So here's the check that we had before. It's here. Coming into, I see it about here. We're going to make our tenon somewhere in here. And also we have to remove, let's see, just about all of this. So unless we want a funky shape on the bowl, which I don't think will work, our diameter of the bowl is going to be about here. But we're just practicing, so let's keep going. Actually, what I'm going to do now is move my tool rest, bring it around this way. And I'm going to start to use the tool up here in this corner this way. So now the handle is low, up against my body. Hand on top of the tool. The angle on the tool is about 45 degrees. So what you can see here is I'm starting to turn the corner. Starting to turn the corner. Right here is that check again. Bring my tool rest a little closer. So what I'm trying to do now using the push cut is develop a shape. I'm going to start about here. This is where my tenon's going to be. So I'm going to take all this material away from about here, developing this shape. I still have all this to get out. Okay? I'm going to turn my tool rest. Actually, what I'm going to do now is switch to, this is a robust curved tool rest. So I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but this is really going to provide me an excellent, excellent round surface to match my bowl shape. Turn my speed up just a little bit. I'm going to come around this way. Let's take a few more cuts so you can see it on the camera. My tool rest is a little bit high. Take a look. Surface finish is looking pretty good. Okay, but we still have a lot in here to take off. Feel a little bit of thumping. Just checking for that split. Okay, I think we've gotten past the split, so maybe the thumping that I'm feeling is just this knot coming around. I'm going to move my tool rest in just a little bit. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to mark the bottom of my bowl for some 2.5-inch jaws. 2.5-inch dovetail jaws. So I have calipers here set to the width of my standard jaws. What I'm going to do is take the calipers and push the left side caliper into the bowl. Never touch the right side. The left side into the bowl. Make a mark, and of course that mark will turn into a circle. And I'm going to move that line until it matches this one right here. That will give me a centered circle. I'll slow down the speed just a little bit. And that's it. My tool rest was a little far away. Actually, a lot far away to do that. You should do that with a flat tool rest. I guess I've just gotten into the habit. It's okay, but you should use that with a flat tool rest way up against the piece. Now I'm going to go over to a Badan tool. Okay, I just used the Badan tool to set up the line here. Of course, I ruined this all, but we're going to take that away in just a second. Okay, so here we go. Here's another cut. Full cut. So the pull cut doesn't give us anywhere near as nice a finish as the push cut. You can see some tear out right in here. Now I still need to get off all of this right here, so this bowl is going to be about at least another inch less in diameter. Let's use the pull cut again. Pull cut's a little bit different. Rather than pushing across this way, my handle's down low and against my body, and I'm using the wing, this part of the wing right in this. Let's shut off the lathe. Rather than the push cut, which is rubbing the bevel this way around. So that again, push cut this way, rubbing the bevel around. The pull cut handle is much lower, using the part of the tool at about 1 o'clock, coming this way. Okay, trying to get a shear down through, there we go, a shear down through this surface right here. Careful when you're out at the edge. In some ways, the pull cut is a little bit easier when you're doing your shaping, and then you can use the push cut Now I'm going over that area which has the bark, and I certainly can feel it. Let's take a look. Okay, so I still have this bark here. But the grain tear out much, much cleaner with the push cut. Let's get in. All right. Turn the speed on the lathe up even a little bit more. I'm leaving an edge right, shoulder right here. Actually what I'll do, I'll go back to my bidan. I don't have to, I can do this with the gouge. Slow down just a little bit. Giving myself a nice flat shoulder. For my dovetail jaws. Turn the lathe speed up again. And now we'll come around on the push cut. The changing density between the hardwood, the sapwood, and the bark here is giving me a thumping sound as I go around. We're getting there. you can see here, the quality of the surface finish. A little bit of tear out. And I haven't even sharpened the gouge yet. But let's do that. Sometimes I might have a few gouges lined up just to be able to switch really quickly and not take the time to sharpen. But let's sharpen the gouge. Okay, so that's that. Gouge is sharp. Pretty nice finish. Some things you could see here, you could just see a little bit of a ridge here. That's a little bit of a hump, not a divot, and that'll sand right out. And right in here, you can see a little bit of a hump. And over here, we still need to take that out. Still just a little bit of a bump right here. It's one of the hardest things to do with push cut is get that shape. And changing the shape I lost a little bit of my shoulder there, so I just put it back in with a Bedan tool. Then I shortened up my tenon right in here. Give a little more speed. Now, trying to make another pass here. Clear out some chips. Trying to make another pass here, starting from an uncomfortable position to a comfortable position, trying to do it in one sweeping motion. So here we go. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it at that. Have a little bit right here, just a little bit of a ridge. When I came around and really felt the change between the hardwood and this heartwood and the sapwood, I had to restart. Got a little bit of a. Let me show you. So right in here, just got a little bit of a. Oh, what do you call it? Maybe just a burnish right there. But other than that, it's a really nice finish. So let's take this off. Engage my stop. Okay, so that's step one. We're ready to mount this now back on our chuck with the small jaws, hollow out the inside.